Beloved viewers, welcome to the part three of what the doctors are going through. Oh, in the previous two parts, I did talk about the strike. That's in the part one, part two. I did talk about the issue of salaries and the issue of brain drain. In this particular part three, I want to be talking about the shortage of medical doctors in our hospitals. And I want to be talking about funding for the health sector, not the entire health sector. I'm talking about the hospitals, and then I'll be talking about the cultural challenge that they face. Okay, and so I'd like to thank you for being part of the episodes, the previous episodes we've been having, and then the previous two parts. That's part one, part two. You have been watching me, and you have been subscribing, you have been sharing, you have been commenting. I urge you to do the same. My name is Abundance Zefion. This is the Street Talk Show. The Street Talk Show, I will continue to say it, is about advocacy. It's about talking about trending issues in the country. It's about talking about issues that affect the masses of this country. Someone has to speak out. And all of us can be speaking out because we may not also be equipped, but someone has to speak out. Now, here I'm speaking on behalf of the medical doctors. Yes, I'm speaking on behalf of the medical doctors, National Association of Resident Doctors, because they are the bulk of the people that dispense their responsibility to take care of your health and my health in hospitals, especially public hospitals. I'm really concerned about the people in the public hospitals because I know that in private sectors, they are more paid than the ones in the public sector, which the government is supposed to take care of them. Now let's look at the shortage. Why do we have shortage of staff? Walk into a typical general hospital and you understand what I'm saying. That's why I said in the part one that I went to see my friend for health reason, health checkup, for yes. And I found out that he told me that, he attends to up to 200 people. Of course, if you go to a typical general hospital, if you don't go early, you won't be able to see a doctor. In some cases, it's fine at the federal level, but at the state level, it's just crazy. So you find the shortage of medical doctors. Why? Because a lot of them have fled abroad. That comes with the part two. Yes, what I said in part two. So most of them have fled abroad. And that's the reason you find fewer doctors. And most of the doctors that stay back, I think they're not really able to have opportunity to go out. And so we have shortage of doctors. It's important for us to scream this. We have shortage. And can I say this? Because we have shortage of doctors, we shouldn't make entry points. That's admission in universities into medical colleges. We shouldn't make them so tedious, so difficult. You're asking someone in a medical school that wants to come into a medical school to score 300 and something, probably 390. Oh, come on. 380, 395. Come on, it is not necessary because when the standard, I okay, fine. I know that we want to increase the standard because it has to do with human health. But when you make the entry point so difficult, then you have less people coming in, and when you turn out less graduates, then it still comes back to this scarcity. So we have a shortfall of medical doctors. This is not supposed to be so. Now, the next thing I'm looking at is the funding of hospitals. This is where these doctors work. I'm not even going to talk about the doctors that go to the local governments. Oh my God, those community doctors. If you go to those primary healthcare centers, if you go to the village where you just have a dispensary or thereabouts, a clinic, a small government clinic like that, where you have the primary health care delivery, taking place. Most times, doctors come in once in a long while. Yes. So we are looking at the equipment. We are looking at the funding. Why can't we fund the hospitals, the government hospitals? Why can't we make them so attractive that even the private hospitals that a lot of wealthy people go to, they just don't feel like going there because they can get the best of medical care in the government hospitals? Why can't we fund? Now, I can say this because it's all in the news. A lot of resources that government is voting for these medical equipments are being looted. You're not going to hear from my mouth. I'm not going to be the first for you to know that there is corruption. There is corruption in that system. And that is why the monies that are voted are not being taken down to where they are supposed to go down. Yes, they are not. So you find out that somebody or some persons loots those funds. And for every fund that you loot, a public hospital becomes bereaved of equipment. And where there are no equipment, how do you want the doctors to work? How do you want them to work? Imagine a typical theater. You don't have all the equipment. How do you want them to work? They can't do much. We must stop stealing government money in the health sector. Listen, I know you're going to ask me. I'm talking about what is there in the public. Yes. What is there in the public space? I am not accusing anyone. If I have accused someone that, okay, this man has stolen so amount of money, then you can hold me that, okay, come and prove. But I'm saying that corruption is there. Are you going to deny the fact that corruption is there? Corruption is the reason why the hospitals are not properly equipped. And because the hospitals are not properly equipped, the doctors cannot discharge their responsibilities adequately. We need to face this fact. We need to stop this. We need to equip the hospitals, the general hospitals, very well. I told you in previous parts that all my children were born in the general hospitals right here in Abuja. Abuja hospitals are better equipped than state hospitals. I can tell you that one for free. So we need to do something about this thing. We need to do something about this thing. We need to give the doctors that are willing to stay back, we need to give them the right equipment to be able to serve us better. Please equip the hospitals. I'm calling out. I will still continue to call on to the Minister for Health. Honorable Minister, sir, please ensure that you look at these things. We need to equip the hospitals. Some of them are death traps. I remember when the strongman, General Abacha, yes, I remember in his days, he said hospitals are merely, I'm trying to remember the name that he put it. Is it mere consulting theaters or something like that were bereft of drugs. They were bereft of equipment. Now, that's way back in 1998, way back in 1996 that he talked about this. Has the system improved? This is 2005. How many hospitals, how many government hospitals are properly equipped? For crying out loud. We need to equip these hospitals. For God's sake, Nigerians are human beings. They deserve the best. They deserve what others are getting abroad. They deserve the best. Now hear this. I did talk about the cultural challenge. You see, cultural pressure on doctors is there. They must save life. And so, they are put under so much pressure. Do you know that doctors go through mental issues? I'm going to talk about mental issues. That will be in the part 4. I'm going to talk about mental health challenge that even the doctors themselves go through. So we found out that this cultural pressure is so high. A doctor, you're supposed to save life. And so, now go visit a typical hospital, a typical ward, typical general hospital. And when doctors are going round wards, you see how patients will be looking at them like gods, because these are people that desperately need medical attention, medical help. And so they are under pressure to perform. They are performing in an underfunded, under-equipped places. How do you expect them to bring out the best? For crying out aloud. Again, please equip the hospitals. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to stop here in this part 3. I'll be coming back for part 4, where I'm going to talk about mental health issue of these medical doctors, so that you understand the psychological and the psychiatric pressure that is mounting upon their lives. My name is Abundance Xavier. This is a street talk show. The street talk show, I keep saying, is all about advocacy. It's all about talking about trending issues, all round issues in this country, especially as it concerns, as it affects the masses. I am a film actor, a film producer. I am a minister of the gospel. I am the National Secretary of Tinubu National Frontiers. I am the National Publicity Secretary of Consolidated APC Grassroots Movement. I am the National Secretary of Project 27 Movement. And I am, yes, a social justice and human rights advocate. Thank you for watching. I'd like you to share this video, make it go viral. God bless you.